All right.
Welcome back to this place.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 187 of our Skyrim playthrough.
We just
We're
now got
here.
shouts.
Yeah, we're here in the north of
Did
Skyrim, where there's a wizard tower, and we have a
I
gun
think
now.
I think I know the answer to this question, but did you actually check how many episodes of Skyrim we did?
No,
Okay.
we did something like I want to say 50 odd episodes.
That's way less than I thought it would have been.
We did more Oblivion episodes, and I think we only did like 60 Oblivion episodes. Not
50
even.
yeah, we did
So,
53 episodes of Skyrim.
yeah, okay. Including that bit where we spent like a whole week just answering mailbag questions while I broke the game.
I actually will say that I never felt like Skyrim felt particularly cold. When I was playing Skyrim, like I never had like a burr chilly moment looking at the screen. I definitely have it looking at this ice planet, so sweet.
Argon.
Skyrim's really on the up and up with the latest extended edition.
The famously non-reactive gas that looks like it's on fire. Okay, well, whatever. I mean, it's probably just geothermal vents that are inexplicably poking up in the middle of a rolling series of hills.
We should have just booted up Fallout London and just told people we were playing Starfield.
I haven't looked into that. Can you just, like... Do you need to install Fallout 4 and then, like, install some kind of patcher to do Fallout London? Or does it have, like, its own standalone thing?
I
If
have
so,
no idea.
How are they dealing with the whole infamously litigious ZeniMax?
I don't know how the project hasn't been sued out of existence.
Yeah. Maybe one day the Morrowind and Skyrim mod will be finished. Wait a minute, didn't you do some work for that? Or like you
We've brought this up a few times. I put my name on a list, I think, and I don't know that it ever came up. Like I submitted
okay.
I submitted like a offer, basically, like when they were doing an open call for people to record NPCs, because they wanted every NPC to have a different voice actor.
Okay, so from here we get to make some choices.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to do the next story quest, which is saving Barrett and going back to the starter planet and figuring out what's going on with Barrett? Or do we want to start collecting our shouts?
Well, I think we need to go back to the lodge.
We do. First we have to tell everybody.
Them, hey, dragon shouts.
Magic exists.
Yeah, so I love how we're just in the closest fucking stars to the solar system and finding all this undiscovered shit.
Josh is really, really pessimistic about the hopefulness of space. Why are we going to Mars? It's right there.
It's more that you would think that hundreds of years after humans spread out into the stars, there's still a bunch of undiscovered shit on the very closest ones. Like,
I don't want to spoil anything. There are reasons it's local to humanity. And probably not the ones you think it is.
Find comfort in the idea that the odds of something.
Are humans secretly like in the future space wizards that propagated their magic back through the eons?
Look at you.
You will have to play to find out.
If you don't mind,
Crix's bones. Look at you.
Right now.
All I want to do is come up with theories.
Tip our ears on the tail.
Earth is a gas station, and we are the remnants of the bacteria from a gas station hot dog thousands of years ago.
How do we want to explain this to them?
Well, I would not define it as a puzzle.
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a puzzle, was it? I had to fly around and collect glowing
I want you to
lights.
click that dialogue option because A, I think it's funny if we
Powers?
consider that a puzzle.
Or the puzzles.
And B, I want to see if he makes like it's a reference to the Skyrim puzzles.
Oh, okay.
Some kind of test? Were the artifacts meant to lead us there?
Okay.
It was not a test. It was
Vladimir?
absolutely not a
These
test.
readings. Cardiovascular and neurological levels.
Oh no, our cardiovascular and neurological levels were never in the
Think we're
normal
going to
range.
need a little demonstration.
Yeah, I mean,
Mind putting the paces?
growing up on the streets of Neon.
Well, that's not why.
What
We're
is
just a
the
beautiful
powers
animal.
button? I forgot.
I think it's C.
Okay, it's the same
Yeah.
as in Skyrim. It's C. Again, this does not seem cool when it doesn't work on anyone but enemies.
And also the most practical consequence of our little venture thus far.
Got no old ship.
It does feel.
Going to just call weird.
It does make it feel very video gamey that it only works on enemies. I'll say that much.
Especially given that in Skyrim, they absolutely worked on everyone.
So we have artifacts, a temple, and this power, all connected.
But we do not understand the connections.
I don't have.
I gotta
have
say,
a lot of
Ruts, you were on point with how unenthusiastic everyone fucking seems about this. Hey, I've got magic powers now bit.
In theory,
is
There might be
so
one temple
pervasively
village.
mild that it's kind of
Sifting
oppressive.
through
I
all
need to
these
turn the
signs to
volume down,
identify a
or
match
else I
is
am
tricky.
deafened
impossible
by
if
the
we don't have
deafness
right
of it.
to compare. And even then, it takes time.
Oh, they're addressing my question of how do we know that the one with the Greek letter corresponds to the temple with the Greek letter.
I wish they just literally had Greek letters on them.
It's a strong theory. Couldn't find that planetary anomaly without the data from
This
the
is not like
artifact.
criticism per se,
need
but
one
this is
to
kind of
find
like
the
just kind of an individual experience of video games that I wanted to talk about. I don't actually spend a lot of time talking about the weird relationship I have with games,
After you found
because
each
we're
one.
usually trying to talk like
Hopefully
more.
have more potentials for you.
We have a kind of culture of talking more like from a detached critical
You still
perspective,
need to
I guess,
cross-reference
or
the
for what
artifacts
we
we have.
passes as a
Data
detached
from
critical
the eye
perspective.
to pinpoint
Basically,
the
it's just a
source.
generalized version of our own opinions.
Don't think it's just Fortune's laugh that this
But
temple responded
whenever
to.
a game has a power
The
or something,
artifacts, the
which
visions,
only
this power you got
affects a small
seems
subset
to
of
be the
things that
same
you
song
think it
somehow.
would, like
Plenty to think
like your
about.
power that like
Anyway,
makes things
catch
in an
a
area
smile
theoretically
out there.
float up, but only like works
I
on
work on
specific
finding
things.
planet
I actually get a
anomalies to match
weirdly
the other artifacts
claustrophobic
we have.
feeling. Is that unusual?
In that, like, describe more about what you, because I may sympathize with this, but like
Like I feel a kind
when
of
you say
mild anxiety, like a rat in
Yeah.
a cage.
yeah, like oh
This
the
has felt like home. These people are
so this is it.
I hope it feels that way.
That kind of feeling, like this is what this is how this works. This is all that it is you know, they're just locking this down to the least interesting possible. Where are these rocks coming from?
I think it's that like
I must confess.
there's a stimulus that doesn't match up to a response, and
Yeah.
it feels like
Take note.
If I had not
Everyone here.
on some level it's kind of I just keep coming up with like increasingly bizarre analogies to describe the feeling, but I guess I would describe it as feeling a bit like discovering that your car keys don't start your car anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's more like a cinematic feeling. Because like when Josh does that power, it's this loud, bassy roar, and it feels like there's like an intensity going on. And then you look at everyone around you, and they are not reacting at all. So it's like this thing that's only in your head, and that's where I get a lot of the anxieties. Like it's like in a movie where like someone's having a panic attack, and you hear the bump 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 of their heart, and like blood rushing in their ears, and they're freaking out, and everyone else is just calmly sitting there, and like that's where it happens for me.
That might be it actually. That or at least part of it. Like
What's going on
Yes,
here?
Vladimir and I agree.
like a
on
sudden
most.
feeling of
That's all fine.
impotence and also like of unreality.
That is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
But if it happens, I will be sure and tell you.
And maybe like a kind of a bit of a disappointment that like something that that logically you look at it and you go, this should work this way, and it doesn't.
It is my suspicion from like the last few decades of
I feel like I've
playing
waited
video
my whole
games
life
that
for
this is not necessarily
the artifacts.
considered an important or like widely relevant insight in game development, or at least it is vastly
Something
like
you need?
inferior in
Glad to know
priority
whatever you
to
need.
other
that's
gameplay
good.
considerations. And I actually kind of wonder, is this even a thing that gets talked about or thought about, or is this too abstract or niche a concept?
I mean, it certainly wouldn't be talked about at sort of a level that we're talking about it at a project as large as this, right? Like, this would be the sort of thing where, like,
taking this gun.
like I can't imagine a game like Starfield has that much conversation. Well,
Oh.
I was going to say they don't have a lot of conversation about game feel, but I feel like that's not true because they certainly try to improve the gunfighting here from Fallout. I don't know.
There's something very corporate about this game. And I
Yes.
actually want to drill in on that a little bit.
We say on the campus of Space UC Berkeley.
When I say corporate, like, the thing I'm referring to specifically is, like, the tyranny of proof. It's like, if something is proven, if something is demonstrated, it becomes fundamental.
Did you
And you
did
could
you see that?
I
feel-
saw it. I saw
Wait,
it.
what popped up?
You're carrying too much and can't fast travel.
We can't fast travel through space. Like, we can't fast travel to our spaceship, and that is why we cannot fast travel through the stars. But it's very funny that we are holding one too many candy bars to be able to travel the stars.
I'm sorry I derailed that, Red Scarn, but that was just... Oh, God. All right.
Oh, no, I you know...
Here, I have something. for
In
you.
a way,
boy.
I think I'm kind of just restating what we've said a bunch of times already,
Yes.
but, like...
Well, it seemed like a
It
good
feels
idea.
like
I saw it earlier. and
Bethesda
thought you
has
might
learned
like it,
too many
or find
lessons,
it useful.
and they are now no longer
Well,
lessons so much as, like, the physics that govern their
Of course.
development
We are
process.
partners, are we not?
It's
Oh, yeah.
as...
Keep an eye out in the
Like,
future.
like
Oh,
all
yeah.
these gameplay
And
insights
this is
about, like,
something
players hate it when you do this, players love it when you do this, have kind of become less like... What?
She gave us
So
money.
Sarah keeps getting us sticks. Andreja here is like, hey, I got you something. And it's like $400. Like, okay, yeah, sure. Cool. I like this.
I mean, she's rich, right? I guess they're all
Is
rich.
she?
No, she's
I
a
don't know.
cultist. No, Walton, whatever is rich. She's just a ex-cult person.
Right. I wanted
to
to
see
trade
what
you.
I'm-
Oh, I got, like, heiress vibes from her, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, what are ship parts under? Are they just under MISC?
Yes, but they're very heavy.
Of course they're under fucking MISC. Alright, I actually want to keep those and put them in the ship, so let's give you the other stuff that we have.
But it's like, you get to the point when you have these insights, and then you disseminate them across a project managed by, fairly broadly, by, like, a very large, interconnected team that can't really afford to, like, go maverick individually. Like, these kinds of insights stop being tools you can use and start becoming, like, funnels that you inexorably all have to slide down.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's you know, you can't say this feels frustrating because
Oh, it's not in MISC.
the thing you're talking about is one of the few lanterns that you've got to steer a project this big.
All right then.
Well, that's the other part of it too. Is like the ballooning budgets make you ever more risk averse, right? Something like going from their early Elder Scrolls games to Morrowind is like a radical change, and going from Morrowind to Oblivion, similarly was there's a lot of systems changes there. Here, I mean, there's a lot of more, but there's not a lot of revamping what was originally there, right?
Yeah. No, it's like I said in the Skyrim retrospective all that time ago. Like, you got the sense that Bethesda had been taking, at first, very wild swings, and kind of continuing to be experimental and like radically reinvent what they're doing, and then they just kind of felt like they dialed it in. Like they hit something, they hit a mother lode. They hit something so fundamental that made so much money that it became what they were about.
Were we supposed to go here?
We received a distress call from a place on Altair 2.
We have, like, no shield, or no hull.
Yeah, I was hoping that would just kind of repair itself, but I guess not.
Sorry, Redscard, go ahead.
Oh, no. Yeah, it just kind of feels like they've... On some level, I feel a strong sense that... Like you said, like, more money. And that kind of feels like ballooning budgets. It kind of feels like that's the big thing that's changing. It's just that, like, you've got more to invest in the project each time. I'm sure all this is not subjectively true. I'm sure that if you are working at Bethesda, or at least for a lot of people at Bethesda, they would say, no, like, we're still an innovation company. We're still about shaking things up and taking risks. And sort of bringing new stuff into projects. And, you know, I won't say that's entirely untrue, but it does just feel like the risks they're taking are no longer risks that will make the project interesting. It just feels like they're more mutations, like... this all feels like Coca-Cola flavors or, like, Mountain Dew flavors they release to support the like a movie franchise. Like, this is like Mountain Dew gamer fuel. To the Mountain Dew of Skyrim.
I have one bullet left.
I mean...
God damn it, that hurts!
Okay. Button.
I love it,
Alright, here we go.
What was I gonna say?
Oh wait, we have that power. Arise.
I've completely lost my train of thought because of the comedy of violence.
So, again, just talking about how the tone can feel a little weird. You've got this, like, mystical 2000 A Space Odyssey power that you got from melding with an artifact, and the first thing you do is run over to a spacer, lift them into the air with it, and then just, like, stick them with a regular-ass knife.
Hey, I hit somebody with this gun.
It's a shotgun. I don't know why you're trying to do this from range.
This isn't a shotgun. Is it?
Sounds like a shotgun.
That doesn't look like a shotgun. I think this is like a bolt action. Well, it's not a bolt action rifle, but it's like a a single shot
Like a
battle
like a
rifle
combat rifle.
thing. Which would explain the sight.
Have you noticed the, was the mana always there on our HUD, or is that new now that we've got powers?
I think that's new.
Just down some butter.
And some Chardonnay.
This is so gross.
Chunk of cola.
Chunks cola. It's a cube of synthetic cola. I like that. I think that's awesome.
Wait, here we go. We do have med packs now. Let's put that on.
Next time we land on Homeworld, we have to spend a bunch of money. We desperately need ammo. This was my experience playing the game as well. If you have guns that do damage, you need to buy the ammo for them, because this isn't like Fallout where there's like, big, medium, and small bullets. There's a lot of different bullets here.
I did notice that.
To the extent that there are like... Oh, go ahead.
No,
I was going to say, to the extent that there's a couple old world shotguns from Earth where ammo is virtually impossible to find because literally it uses shells, like traditional ballistic shells. And those are hard to find in space.
Mantis. Oh, I've heard about this. People have mentioned that there's a ship that we can get called the Mantis. Oh, wait, we know there's something on Altair 3. Oh, that's a question I had. I'm not sure how this is supposed to be pronounced anymore. I believe originally it was pronounced Altair, but it is based on the Arabic word for eagle, which is Altair. So I don't know.
Those look like they are spelled Altair, and I think about the Pirates of Silicon Valley old computer, the Altair. I think it's Altair, even though obviously the root is Altair.
Yeah. I think we killed them all.
Yay.
What the fuck? What?
Yay, destructible environments! I think someone has a rocket launcher.
Yes?
That didn't sound like a rocket launcher, Chris. That sounded like the thing just collapsed.
Aww. Also, you're encumbered again.
Yeah, I know. I meant to put the ship parts on the ship. Hang on, let's just pop back to the ship for a second.
I love it! I love it! No, don't use the console, we'll not get achievements.
I didn't mean to do
We-
that.
we
Oh,
need
yeah,
Chivos.
that's the important shit.
I'm sorry. This...
If I were playing this game normally, I would have just rage quit right there. I would have just said, fuck it, I'm done. Oh, Jesus Christ.